Hello, today I'm going to be filming a video about one of my house viewing experiences and just a few tips and stuff. Because basically, one part of being like a student that lives away at uni is you have to like figure out where you're living in the next year, like the next couple of years or whatever, and it can be very, very stressful. It's definitely the thing that caused me the most stress in my first year of uni. So yeah, I'm going to tell you a funny story and just give you a few of my tips really. So please like and subscribe if you like this video. Let me know any more videos you want to see because I'm kind of running low on ideas now. And yeah, let's get started. So this house viewing was, when was this? It was like December last year. So it was really close to the end of term, and we got to the point where we just kind of wanted a house, so we were literally booking viewings left, right and centre. So yeah, so it started off, I think it was a Thursday night or something like that, and we had to get two buses to get to this place in Bath. So we got our first bus absolutely fine because it was like the uni bus we all know well. And then we got the second bus. Well, we got off at the next bus stop and we couldn't like work out whether the bus was like covered by our bus passes. And then we worked out that it wasn't, and two of us didn't have money on us at the time, typical students. And yeah, we didn't have money, and then we couldn't, the timetable was really confusing, and obviously because we only lived in Bath for like what 3 months at this point, we were just really confused. We didn't know what was like going on, sort of thing. And to make matters a lot worse, like it just makes the whole story even worse. In fact, it was like proper pouring down rain the whole night. Like it was cold winter rain. Like it just wasn't nice at all. So we were literally on the side of the road waiting at this bus stop, and then in the meantime while we were faffing around trying to get money off each other and stuff, the bus we wanted went past us, so we had to wait like an extra half an hour until the next one came. So one of my friends who was dealing with the landlord or whatever, she texted him saying, "Oh, we're really sorry we're going to be late because we've just missed the bus." And that person texted back saying, "Oh, don't worry." No, they said, "It's chill, we're in all night." And we were like, what? Like, it was just the creepiest sounding message. We were like, oh my god, thank god we were all together. So anyway, so we finally got on the bus, and then because obviously we were following Google Maps to find this house, we all got on the bus, and we just wanted to double check with the bus driver that he knew kind of whereabouts this house would be. And then obviously we got on the bus, we asked the bus driver, he literally didn't have a clue like where this bus stop was. We were like, oh my god, great, where the hell are we going to end up? And then someone like behind, like a passenger in the bus, like kind of knew where we were going, so we just kind of followed him. So yeah, so we got off this bus, and then we still had to walk like a good 5-10 minutes to get from the bus stop to where this house was, which we thought already wasn't great because obviously if we wanted to commute to uni like what 4 or 5 days a week, it's going to be a bit of a faff. But anyway, we thought we'll just go and see it anyway. It was quite a cheap house, so we thought this would be great if it's a good house. So we walked in the pouring rain. We turned up literally like drowned rats. I think it was only me that had a proper coat anyway, and I was still like completely drenched. So yeah, we turned up at this house, and a student kind of opened the door. And we were like, "Oh, are you the one giving the viewing?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I was the one that texted you." We were like, "Oh my god, that makes so much more sense now." Like sort of how kind of relaxed the text message was. So yeah, he was the one that was showing us around, and we walked in, and on the left was his room. So it was a really big kind of double room, had a big desk in it, a big wardrobe. So we thought, great, good start. I will say when I first walked into the house, it kind of had like a sort of typical kind of damp, kind of teenage boy smell. If you know what I'm talking about, it kind of smelled like that. But we thought, I'm sure if like, and I was thinking, oh, I'm sure if us girls lived in it wouldn't smell that bad. And then we carried on through. The corridor was actually quite big in this house for some reason. Then we sort of walked past the stairs and then into the living room. Now the living room was absolutely tiny, like it just about fitted sort of a 2-seater sofa in there and a TV. And we thought, okay, like it's manageable, like there'd only be 3 of us living there anyway, so we thought, never mind. And then we walked into the kitchen, and the kitchen was the worst bit by far. Like honestly, we could only fit 2, so bear in mind there's only 4 of us really walking around this house, only 2 people could fit in the kitchen at one time. Like no joke, the distance between both work surfaces was literally like probably the size of my hips. Like it was so small. Like I've never seen a kitchen that small in my life. Bear in mind it was like a 3-bed house. I just couldn't get around my head like how small it was. And I was trying to think in my head, or maybe like we could move the bedrooms around, but I just thought no, it wouldn't work. And then he sort of talked about the appliances and stuff, and the washing machine, it looked like something that'd be like a 1980s laundrette. Like it just looked so old. And he goes, oh yeah, it works most of the time. We're like, great. And then the fridge was literally like a mini fridge. Like, I'm not even joking, it was like a mini fridge with one shelf freezer in it. So he goes, oh, so there's literally only 3 shelves of fridge stuff, which I thought that's not going to fit all our stuff in. Like, I mean, to be fair, in halls, we did only really have like 1 shelf each, and then one sort of big drawer in the freezer. But, yeah, like, it would have been a squeeze if it was fitting 3 people's worth of food in. And then he kind of showed us in the cupboard, there was like a big kind of freezer thing, which they just stored most of their food in. So he goes, yeah, we do sort of have to really plan what we're eating, and like, literally, as soon as I saw that kitchen, I thought, I cannot live in this house. Like, it was just, I know it sounds really bad, like, just complaining about how small it was, but it's just not, like, maybe if it was just like 1 person, like, you probably get away with it, but 3 people living in there, I just thought no. And I thought, I'm here now. I was like, look around the rest of the house. He walked upstairs, and then he turned the shower on. It was just like a dribble. And like, us girls looked at each other like, no, we can't live here. And he goes, oh yeah, the water pressure is a bit crap. Like, we've asked the landlord loads of times, they've never fixed it. And I just thought, you're really not selling this house to us. Like, we were just like, no, we can't live here. And then, weirdly enough, so then there's 2 more bedrooms upstairs. There was like kind of a spare room. And I thought, oh, maybe like we could probably turn that into a living room and then use the other bit downstairs as like a sort of dining space. Because that's the other thing as well, there's literally nowhere to sit down and eat your food unless you like 1 person, 2 people sat on the sofa for someone sat in their room or something. But yeah, we looked around this house, but he said the spare room that was upstairs, he said you couldn't use it as a bedroom because it wasn't big enough or it didn't fit with regulations or something like that. So it's basically just this room full of like crap that these guys had. So yeah, and then we walked to like the last bedroom, and there was one of the other students who was living there at the time, kind of was like talking us through bills and stuff. And then he was like, and then like the other guy who was showing us around left us for a bit and said, you guys can talk before you go. So yeah, then all of us girls looked at each other like, we cannot live here. Like, honestly, it was definitely, out of the houses I saw, it was definitely the worst one. Like, it was more the kitchen more than anything. The fact it was so small and the appliances were just so old. But yeah, that house viewing experience was just awful, and we thought, no, we cannot live here. But luckily the guy did sort of show us like a quick way of getting back to uni rather than doing like 2 different bus trips or whatever. But yeah, that was my bad house viewing experience. So yeah, now I want to talk through a few tips if you're looking at houses for the next academic year. The first one would be, make sure you solidly know who you're living with. Now, I know it's going to be really difficult in first year, obviously, because you've only known each other for a few months at the start, and you don't know how much you can trust people. But I would say live with people. Try, like, if you're close to people in your flat, like, have a talk, like, all sit down together and just work out who's living with who, because that's something we didn't really do. Like, a group of people in my flat kind of found a house and didn't really tell us at first. It was a little bit awkward, but we got over it. Like, we're all friends now. So yeah, I would definitely make sure if you're in your flat, just sit down and talk about it. And then once you've found your group of people, just look through Rightmove, or if you're using a student pad, look through student pad first, because you'll probably get more private landlords on there. Private landlords, basically, they'll be the ones to do all the viewings, all the bills for you, and it's probably a lot cheaper than going through an estate agent, because with another house we looked at, the estate agent's fees for like a deposit of like £1,000 each, or like £1,000 each, which is just crazy. So we didn't go through that house. We thought we just can't afford that at all. So yeah, so when you're looking at houses, just make sure you look at prices of deposits and rent, obviously, because obviously you're gonna need to afford the house. Like, you don't want to get yourself in any more debt. What else would I say? So yeah, I would say 3 important things: just have a solid group of people that are reliable and trustworthy. Even if you're not that close to them, as long as they're reliable, that's all you really need when you're living with people, I think. Yeah, so have a reliable group of people. Start looking early, especially if you're in a town with 2 unis. Like, houses go like that. In my experience, every house we went to, apart from the dodgy one, like, there was about 3 other groups looking around the house at the same time. So yeah, houses go really quickly, and if you really like a house, just email the estate agent or the landlord straight away and be like, we want this house. Because like, these things do happen quite quickly, so make sure you have like enough money in your account as well for any deposits you might need or whatever. So yeah, just kind of be prepared for it, I'd say. So you have a solid group of people, have enough money for a deposit. Sort of, if you like a house, just go for it. But if you're not being successful with houses like I was, just go to your university accommodation team or like your student help service or whatever, and your university should sort you out somewhere to live, because obviously the university don't want to lose you as students. So what we did in the end was we just kept going back and back, because basically the university accommodation did just keep saying, oh, just keep looking for houses, you'll find one eventually. But Obviously we didn't, so what we did is we kind of split into two groups of like two. Me and my friend are living in a 2-bedroom flat next year, and then my other few friends, so they are still owned by university, and we have like halls underneath us, but our flat's kind of separate. But the good thing is we are in the centre of Bath, which would be really, really nice. And yeah, that was kind of my housing experience in a nutshell. So as you could probably gauge from this, it was quite stressful because my group kind of changed a lot about who I was living with, and obviously the houses, we just kept getting let down by estate agents. Like even with house viewings, like they would literally email you on the day saying, oh, really sorry, we've given the house to someone. I'm just like, why would you give people viewings if you're gonna give the house to someone? Like, it's just so frustrating. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend start looking around November, December time. That's when a lot of houses get put on. But if you don't find on before Christmas, don't panic too much, because they do put more on in sort of February, March time. So there's kind of like 2 waves worth of houses. So yeah, that's all the advice I can give you so far, as obviously I haven't got a proper student house yet. So hopefully in 3rd year we'll have a house, so the rent will be cheaper. But yeah, hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you soon. Bye!